Wellington was
Ington.
Wellington was loving tons.
Wellington was well done.
Ton kanaka fun.
Wellington.
Wellington.
Okay, stop.
Oh.
Let's do it.
Dancing in the street. All I ever wanted was to get close to you. Now I'm burning up in your atmosphere. I can feel my feet while we're dancing in the street in the neon light. With the music going tonight.
Wellington is such a modern, beautiful, and a fun city to be in. We had a completely different picture of Wellington. When Nini was first planning, she had planned this as just a stopover city, but we ended up staying here for 5 days. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, sitting right at the bottom of the North Island. It's surrounded by hills with the beautiful Wellington Harbour on one side and the Wild Cook Strait on the other. Because of its location, Wellington is famous for being super windy, hence the nickname Windy Wellington. This is the view of Wellington Harbour from Matairangi. It's absolutely beautiful to see Wellington from here.
മമ്മു ഈ കാണുന്നതെല്ലാം നിന്റേതാണ് എല്ലാം നിന്റേതാണ് എനിക്കൊന്നും തരില്ല എല്ലാം ഞാൻ വെക്കും.
New Zealand breathes rugby. It's in the air just like that fresh Wellington breeze. It's kinda like how cricket is for us Indians. It's not just a sport. So the moment we saw a rugby match while driving around, we had to stop and see it. After this, we went to the National Museum of New Zealand, Te Papa Tongarewa. Our guide started the tour with this beautiful song. This was a truly fascinating museum. It thoroughly captured the living stories behind the cultural treasures of New Zealand. Every floor felt like we were walking through a storybook. It even had the remains of a massive jellyfish. It explained how New Zealand was formed through its volcanoes. It also showcased all the birds that had gone extinct or on the verge of extinction, and even demonstrated their calls.
Animal pests took their toll on me. The last of my kind was found in 1914.
New Zealand was once home to the giant flightless bird, the moa. They roamed freely in the forest, feeding on ferns and leaves. But where there is a prey, there is a predator. And the horned eagle was its ultimate hunter. With a wingspan of up to 3 meters, it was the largest eagle to ever exist. Today, both the moa and the horned eagle are extinct. The museum also holds the Treaty of Waitangi, which was signed in 1840 to protect the Maori rights and to introduce British law. However, translation differences led to conflicts that shaped New Zealand's future. Documenting history is so important for any society. While it's important to forgive, we should never forget history, and that's exactly what the museum is doing. It helps protect New Zealand from repeating past mistakes by keeping history alive. Angela then ended the tour with another beautiful song. Imai absolutely loved it. He seemed completely immersed in it.
Goma ko eko ki mai kia ho.
While we were at the Te Papa Museum, there was an exhibition telling the stories of New Zealanders who fought in the World War. The sculptures of these New Zealanders were incredibly powerful and emotional. Massive in size and so lifelike, they felt real. Just look at those details. They felt so real that we could truly feel their pain. This was by far one of the best storytelling experiences that we had ever encountered. Right next to the museum was the Harbourside Market. And we didn't know this. It wasn't planned. We were really hungry after spending a couple of hours in the museum. These Sunday markets in New Zealand are on another level. Not only can you taste amazing food, but you can also buy fresh fruits and vegetables. And you also get to listen to great music from these talented musicians. And then we stumbled upon my most favorite food ever.
Roast masala dosa.
Now you get dosas in many places in New Zealand, but I was buying from here only because of her. The moment I saw her, I knew I was going to get the best dosa, and I did.
I was missing a dosa for a long time.
I think you were missing Italy as well.
Yeah.
Italy and sambar.
It smells so good also. You do that for the camera once.
Oh, madam, what to do? I'm telling you, madam, very naughty.
We were still hungry, so we got this Greek chicken roll.
This looks awesome.
Then we walked further down the market towards the harbour.
Oh, so good. That, what's it called? That sauce? Tatsike sauce. It's nothing but it's yogurt with garlic and all. It's very nice. Yummy. Oh, this is really good.
Then we kept walking along the harbour till we reached the Queens Wharf. Queens Wharf has been part of Wellington's story since the 1800s. It started as the city's first public wharf, and today it's a lively spot where history meets modern life. You'll find Wellington Museum and the New Zealand Portrait Gallery here, both set inside beautiful old buildings. The wharf itself is stunning, lined with boats, open spaces, and waterfront views that just make you want to slow down and soak it all in. Just a short walk from Queens Wharf is the starting point of the famous Wellington Cable Car. So the next morning, we took this ride. These cable cars has been running since 1902 and takes you from the city centre up to the hillside of suburb of Kelburn in just few minutes. The tunnels light up with colourful LED displays. It was a fun ride.
Car line through the south part of the route to your left, car 2 through the north to your right. We welcome you to visit the Queens Cable Car Museum by the Kelburn Terminal to find out more about your Riverside Market. We hope you have enjoyed your journey on the Wellington Cable Car.
At the top, we could really get a great view of the bay. We then walked to the Botanic Gardens. With birds chirping and a cool breeze, Imai went straight to sleep. Nini and I just chatted for a few hours and we really enjoyed that beautiful walk. Impressed with New Zealand's market culture, we went to explore the next famous market in Wellington. Just like the Harbourside Market, an entire parking lot was converted into a bustling marketplace.
Smells good.
There were plenty of food trucks and it smelled amazing everywhere. And there were fresh fruits and vegetables too. We also bought some for ourselves. Then Nini's eye got locked onto this barbecue stall. It smelled so good and we were drawn to it like bees to honey. So we went for it and the food was really good. Pork barbecue. Oh yeah. Then we bought these yummy vegan donuts. They were also really good.
Thing is really nice. Tastes very coconutty, very light coconut cream.
Then, being Indian, we had to try the chai from here. It looked pretty desi. Trying to figure out new currency coins while traveling has always been one of my pet peeves.
എന്തുകൊണ്ട് അടി പിടിപ്പിച്ച് ഇറങ്ങുമല്ലേ?
Ignore me. You looked around.
I think I just wasted $5.
So, when I was doing the research, almost every article, every video suggested that we skip the North Island or keep North Island to very minimum. Like, if you have lesser days, they in fact ask you to skip North Island altogether. Or they say keep like 5 to 6 days maximum in North Island. This is not even one person, okay? I'm literally saying this. If you go onto the web, you will see this if you're planning New Zealand. So we had planned 1 week in New Zealand, North Island before we come back to India. Which turned out to be 1 month after we got there.
That's quite a planning.
Yeah. We
From
extend.
1 week to 1 month.
You will know when you see the episodes that's gonna come after this, you will know why. But we started that extension with Wellington. Wellington was supposed to be a stopover, and was in the initial plan it was just a day, and then we ended up being there for 5 days. So because in the initial plan, the North Island was supposed to be only 7 days. So we had to really cut down on our time. We had to pace up really, like from Wellington to Auckland, to reach there, we had to really pace up. So one, we took a flight from the south to the Wellington. Two, we returned our camper van and we decided to go with the pickup
truck in the North Island. Especially Wellington is a proper city. It's the capital of New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
So it's a proper city, proper city. So it's difficult to maneuver inside the city with a camper van, but with a pickup truck, it's a lot more convenient. There are ample parking spaces. All are, of course, paid. It's all paid parking.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it, but we didn't feel that it was very expensive.
Yeah.
It was quite manageable.
As soon as we reached the North Island, there was a massive culture shift.
That is
It's
true.
like two different countries. It's not North Island and South Island. It is actually like two different countries, right? And South Island, you've seen by now in our episodes, is just beautiful scenery and landscape and everything. North Island, on the other hand, is so full of culture. Like the people look different. The
It was very lively.
yeah.
It
And-
kind of felt like being at home in India.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That vibe was there.
Yeah. And I think for us as travelers, I understand why so many people are actually suggesting South because, nature and everything. But for us, especially I think I'm also speaking for him when I say this because we do give a lot of importance to the people, the culture, and the story or the indigenous people of that place. That is very important for us. And when that is put in place, we feel like, okay, there is some story, right? How would you put it? There is soul in that place. Maoris, who are the indigenous people of New Zealand, they are more settled towards the North Island. So you would see a lot more of these people, and they have unique features, right? They have Polynesian
Features.
And that is one stark contrast, like you will see from south to north. We were in touch with our Airbnb host, and he suggested that we cover this Miramar Peninsula.
So that's a must do.
Yeah.
Anyone who goes to Wellington should do that peninsula drive. It's absolutely stunning and so beautiful. And there's this amazing cafe which you might have seen in the video. You have to have food from there. It is
Yeah.
too good.
Absolutely. And I didn't, the surprising part is when I was looking for places to visit in Wellington, I could not find this Miramar Peninsula anywhere.
Okay.
If not for our Airbnb host,
host.
we wouldn't have found this place. What a beautiful drive. I was not expecting this. We ended up taking the Miramar Peninsula twice.
Yeah.
It was like, we were like, wow. And that I actually I think that is the day, by end of the day, we kind of change our flight tickets and everything. It's like we're staying in the north for a longer time. So yeah, Miramar Peninsula was turned out to be a big highlight of Wellington for us.
And then the Te Papa Museum, really good, right? It was so well kept, well organized, in a very it's like you're walking through a storybook. So you start from the ground floor and it tells you about all the historical relevance of New Zealand, how New Zealand was formed by the volcanoes, those old birds and animals and all of that, and then it ended with that amazing exhibition, right? So it's a really long exhibition. It's for 15 years, right? That's going to have.
Yeah, it's going to be there for 17 years, and I think it's been there for a couple of years.
Now, which talked about how the New Zealanders participated in the World War and all those structures over there, and it felt so real.
it was crazy. The detailing of those structures, massive ones, the hair just falling down the face and all. Oh my
and the
god!
wounds on the hand
And,
and all the small hair on the skin. It was so
Such
detailed.
detailing.
It was really detailed.
Yeah,
My god.
Very true. I am not a person who usually likes museums and yeah, but I ended up enjoying it. It was really good. And so when once we reached there, they had two different variants. So if you want to take say it's multiple floors and multiple, like, it's massive. So if you have one full day, you can explore on yourself. But if you are limited on time, say if you want to just spend only 4 hours or so, it's better to take that guided tour, which will set you some context on, like, they'll take you through the important parts of the museum. So we thought we had time, but we thought we'll first take the guided tour and then we will try and exploring with whatever. That's what we did. And even within the guided tour, there are two different types of guided tours. One is that tells you a little bit more about Maori culture, and the other one is generally on New Zealand's history, right? And the birds and the animals and all. We thought the birds, animals, or the New Zealand part we probably would explore ourselves, but we're very curious to know or to hear the story of the Maoris from one of the Maori guide. So we ended up taking that, and it was lovely. It was lovely. She was such a beautiful soul. She was so fun, right?
And we were trying to record this whole time, and after some time she was like, do you mind not recording this? Or else we would have captured the entire trip with the entire tour.
That's true. She was not.
She got a little conscious.
Yeah, she got a little conscious. She didn't have a problem with us taking or capturing this one, but since we were pointing the camera at her, she was trying to sing, and also she got a little conscious. It was so sweet. Okay.
Yeah. And the food market.
New Zealand and its food markets, my god.
For me, the best part of these markets are the music. All those musicians coming and singing and showing their talents. Really talented people meaning is so talented. That's the best part for me, for all the market sites.
It doesn't feel like they are there for money. They're having fun doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
You get that vibe, right?
Yeah.
It's not like they're performing thinking that they'll get some money. They seem to be having real, genuine fun. And that is an ambience that sets these Sunday markets aside.
And because of that, everyone else is also having fun.
Yeah.
Right? Just sitting around and just watching them.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
ഹലോ തുറന്ന്
പിന്നെ താൻ ഇങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കുമ്പോ ഞാൻ തുടങ്ങുമോ?
അത് കട്ടായി പോവും.
ആണോ? കട്ടായി പോലെ
ഓവർലാപ്പ് ആയി പോവും. ഞാൻ തുടങ്ങാം.
എനിക്ക് ഇട്ടിട്ട് വേണ്ട.
ഇവിടുന്ന്
Thanks for reminding me why I haven't done this with you before. Took a long time. Now I know. Can we start? So that was our time in Wellington.
Yeah, we had a great time. It was really good.
Yeah. We had fun, and that was our time in Wellington.
And yes, and that was our time in Wellington.
That was our time in Wellington.
It was a really good time. The time now is 4:30 p.m. And this is also a good time. Was that a good time?